24th annual Liberty Bowl is history. Paul Bear Bryant goes out a winner in his final game.
Trouble now. He takes off running. There's a strike to Smith for a touchdown. His third.
Keep thinking.
Touchdown, Alabama! On a 4th and a mile!
Well, happy A-Day, everybody. Let me fix some stuff on here real quick. But it is Christian Ballard, sports journalist here at Ballard Sports Media. Hope everyone's having an amazing Saturday so far. Hope all the Bama fans got to go to A-Day today. That's an overlay. Hold on one second. That's not what I want. This is it. Okay. Hope all the Alabama fans got to go to A-Day. Hope all the college football fans out there got to go to their spring games, or most of you did, I'm sure. A lot of different spring games today, but tonight we want to talk about what do we know about Alabama following their practice here on A-Day. So what we're going to do is we're kind of going to look at a couple different articles, but at the same time, what I've read up, what I've heard, and what I've seen footage wise and everything, it seems like we don't have separation at the quarterback position still. It seems like everyone kind of did pretty good. Keelan Russell was out there. Austin Mack was out there. Ty Simpson. Trying to think. I guess that was probably it. I mean, it's really a three-man race between those guys. So looking forward to seeing how the rest of the offseason goes. Um, so that's really it, man. Last year it was Ryan Williams' show at wide receiver. According to reports that I've read today, a lot of people have talked, and I knew this. A lot of people talk about Latsier Brooks being the 5'9" freshman, but they talked a lot about a deep threat wide receiver of Derek Meadows, a 6'4" freshman, was the talk of A-Day. I read this a little bit from Yahoo Sports tonight. Says Meadows may not be at the front of the line for that deep threat role. Isaiah Horton, coming from Miami, maybe even converted cornerback Jalen Mbakwe were both go route machines for the Alabama Crimson Tide at A-Day. But Meadows showed promise in what he was given on Saturday. So that's good. We got some young guys. What's up, Mayhem? How you doing? They also talked about the Alabama defensive backs may be the strength of the team. And I hope that's the case, man. Because when you go back and you watch the old school Alabama defense, I've kind of talked about that a little bit this offseason. I've been posting about it. I've been talking offline about it. I want to see us get back to that old school defense. If nothing else, I don't care how bad the offense looks all year long. I don't care if we figure out our quarterback. I just want to see good defense. Yeah, I take my words back later on, I'm sure. Defense is going to suck now, Ballard, because you said it, and you're going to regret saying it. Well, I probably will. But I look at it as the defense is what holds a team together. The quarterback's the leader for the offense and everything and can motivate even the defensive guys on the sideline. But defense wins you championships. Defense, um, it wins you big time games. So I hope that we get back to that hard hitting nose tackle, hit you in the mouth, pick you off at the line of scrimmage type of football. I know we don't have Landon Collins or the Marcel Darius. I know we don't have Will Anderson this year or Dallas Turner from recent years. I know we don't have all of that. But at the same time, we got dudes out there. Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. We also have some, you know, I'm I'm losing my grip here. Come on, we have Deontay Lawson. He did not participate. He's hurt. He's banged up. He's not ready to go quite yet, but hopefully we get him back for the season. Um, Red Morgan was really good today, from what I heard. He was a freshman last year. He was good according to SI.com. Red Morgan was really tight in coverage in a play on Jalen Mbakwe, who turned to wide receiver. See, this is what happened. If it wasn't for Jalen Mbakwe switching positions, I'd be talking about him on defense because he was good defensively. He just wants to catch the ball now. Nothing wrong with that. Not going to get mad. Here we go. The first team defense. Let me share screen this here. Let's see. Share screen. This is from SI.com. Period 12. This is what I want to look for here because period 12 I heard was one of the big ones for the defense. The first team defense seemed to consist most often of Brown, talking about Xavier Brown, Hubbard, Braden Hubbard. What's his name? Anyway, Xavier Mincy, Cam Calhoun, and Deshaun Jones of the defensive backfield. Nakai Hill-Green, who transferred, by the way, from Colorado as a linebacker, Caden Jones were the first team linebackers, with Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson out for the spring currently. Tough losses, but this is where we need guys next man up mentality. Quay Russaw, Edric Hill, Tim Keenan, and Jamarian Latham brought up the defensive front. That's for the first team defense. Period 13 was the beginning of 7-on-7 drills. Simpson was once again the first QB to get reps. He had Jam Miller, Isaiah Horton from Miami, Rico Scott, Jeremy Bernard, and Jay Lindsey as his skill players. Austin Mack was with the second group. His first play was a completion to Kevin Riley, who is a go-to freshman running back this year we got. Also had a nice completion over the middle to Jalen Mbakwe and a sideline completion to Meadows. I don't think I know that name right now. Period 14 was more 7-on-7s, blah, blah, blah. It goes on to talk about what each period was. I don't have time on here to read all of it, but Mayhem does make a good point. If you wanted to screen share and react to it, it's fair use. He found a link as long as you pause and react to it. Let's do that. Yeah, let's actually watch it. Because I knew it was up, but I also have not actually watched most of it. I've seen a little bit. Because I watched some of Kyle Henderson earlier on Bama Insider. So let's see. Let's see what Mayhem put here. 8 minutes. This is at least the quarterback footage, which I appreciate you dropping that link, Mayhem. Thank you, buddy. 8 minutes of A-Day quarterback footage. Let's see. Share screen. So let's check out some of this footage from A-Day, and we'll kind of get a glimpse of what it looks like here. So it's Austin Mack, number 12. He throws over the middle. Got it complete. That's number 5, Jeremy Bernard. Ty Simpson. Looking good. Good spiral. One thing I'm noticing too, good route running from these receivers. I'm not sure about this next play here, but good route running so far from the receivers. I love what I'm seeing there. I just hope we play as the season kicks off in August and everything, I hope we get to this better man-to-man coverage. Don't be afraid to cut loose on a man if you're on defense. Yeah, I just kind of hope that picks up a little bit. I don't know if it's going to pick up on this defense in this video, but we'll see. So we'll kind of check that out as we go along with this. Overthrown. That's good man-to-man coverage, though. Over the middle, and it's intercepted. Number 35. I don't have rosters pulled up. But again, that would be on defense. Number 35. Good pick. Good pick there. But now I got to see who that was. Pull up the roster. We got it. Jeremiah Alexander, the linebacker. That's Keelan Russell on the football there. We go Austin Mack. You throw over the middle, and it's caught and down at the 1, it looked like. That was number 26 there. That's one of our running backs, Jam Miller. I like what I'm saying. Credit, by the way, for this footage to Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Oh, man. Good pass broken up there on defense. Going there, though, was number 17, Amari Jefferson. Bernard at number 5. All 4 quarterbacks throwing, just to kind of get some quarterback footage there, I guess. And you got lined up from left to right. Austin Mack, number 10. Keelan Russell in the middle. He's number 12. And then number 15, Ty Simpson, who they're saying he solidified his start today for the Crimson Tide. But again, Kalen DeBoer does what he wants to with this team. And year 2, we'll see what he wants to do at quarterback. Here's Simpson throwing a long ball throwing it back and forth with freshman Keelan Russell. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at determination, man. Look at determination. I like it. I like this. Let's see. I don't want to watch all 8 minutes, I don't think. Let's see what we can get here. Simpson throws it. That's Jam Miller in the backfield. All 4 quarterbacks. 4 quarterbacks. Who do we have? So Simpson, Russell, and Mack. Who's the 4th guy? Is that 19? What do we have? Let's see. John Cooper? Okay. Cade Carruth is still listed on the roster, too. I don't see him out there. He's from Trussville. He's a junior. Carruth. I know that name? Maybe. I don't know. And again, DeBoer's going to do what he wants to do this year at quarterback. We trust the coach. Just make sure it's one of the 3 guys. Is it Russell, Simpson, or Mack? Good handoff there to Jam Miller from Simpson. Good catch. Good control there by the receiver. That's number 3 on the roster. Who do we have at number 3? Ryan Williams is 2. Emmanuel Henderson from Hartford, Alabama, a junior. I like this. I like what I'm seeing so far. That's enough of watching it. I won't play the whole thing. But it looks like they got good ball control at quarterback. They like I said, man, Kalen DeBoer has not come out and said anything other than everyone's looked great this offseason so far throughout the spring and spring practice. No one separated themselves in the quarterback battle for Alabama. You got Austin Mack, you got Keelan Russell, and you got, of course, you have Ty Simpson. But Kalen DeBoer has said on multiple occasions, and the media has put it out, that no one separated themselves. I can't even tell who's the best out there watching all three guys. They all actually look pretty close to the same. They all look pretty good. They're good on target. They're good with their throwing accuracy. A couple guys like Russell took off running, looked pretty good there. Um, Mayhem brings up a good question. From watching that, what quarterback was I always looking at, and who looked smoother to you? I looked at all three in the film. Austin Mack seemed the smoothest, but at the same time, so did Ty Simpson. I feel like Keelan Russell, who's really, really good, he is a freshman, and it'd be cool to sit here later this fall and say, look at our freshman quarterback and everything. Haven't really started a true freshman since Jalen Hurts, I don't think. Even Bryce Young had to wait his sophomore year. Jalen Milroe waited a few years. But either way, I look at this and I say, okay, no one separated themselves according to DeBoer. I'm sure I haven't heard his post game presser yet, but I'm sure he would probably be asked about that, and he would probably say the same thing. He probably is just trying to avoid the rat poison. I could be wrong there. But from the quarterbacks, who looked the smoothest, in my opinion, I do like Ty Simpson, but Keelan, man, Keelan just seemed calm. And he's a true freshman. He's not a redshirt freshman. This is year one for him. He's a true freshman. Just seems like he's got it, man. I'm ready to see what Kalen DeBoer wants to do with that quarterback position in 2025. So there's that. I would hope it's Ty because I've waited on him. He's a 5-star recruit from the 22 class, 2023 maybe, but I think 2022. Anyway, what else is new, man? We talked about A-Day. Ohio State had their game too. I was going to go live this morning, but then some stuff came up and I had to go call some games at the school. So I apologize for that. I haven't really heard much on uh, you know, Georgia had their spring game. Tennessee had theirs, of course, but Nico is transferring. Um, that's official. But I look at it as there's a lot of quarterback competition. There's controversy all throughout college football, not even just at Alabama. There's so much to go off of, really, when you look at it. But there's also it's one of those things where even though you only have so much to go off of, there's a lot you could take from today for Alabama. I'm sure Georgia fans could take away a lot from G Day. I'm sure who else played today? Ohio State. I mean, they could take a lot too. But no matter what team it is, there's nothing set in stone until the first game kicks off because you still got fall camp. You still got media days. You're going to be asked questions if you're a coach. Trying to think what else. You still got a couple more practices throughout spring, but I mean, the main spring scrimmages and stuff are wrapped up right now. I'm just looking forward as far as Alabama goes. I really don't care who's that quarterback as long as they can bring a championship back to Tuscaloosa. And I think this team, with the talent that they have, is capable of doing that in 2025. I'm not here to go ahead and pick them. I still need to see it myself. They got to play Florida State week 1, but it's even though Florida State on their hand, like they really screwed it up last year and went 2-10. Still, we don't even know what they're going to look like um, this next year. Was it a fluke? Are they actually down in the gutter? Is this permanent? I'm joking about it being permanent. Um, I don't know, man. There's a lot of teams out there that look great so far this spring, but it's only spring, and it's we got a long way to go this offseason. I'll say that. Mayhem. If you want to get in here, buddy, you can. I can drop that link. Plus, you have access to it. I don't care. Anyone's welcome to join. I want to try to get Brock on here because he went to A-Day. On a scale from 1 to 10, how nervous are you week 1 against Florida State? Scale of 1 to 10, how nervous am I about the Florida State game week 1 for Alabama? That's tough to call right now. I'm kind of 50-50 because there's so many question marks about Florida State. I think still got to watch them and see what they look like. And I'm not overly nervous or confident, but I'm also not at the bottom because you just never know. You do have to go to Florida State, by the way. What's up, Mayhem?
What's up, bro? I was just trying to get you some good content, ask you some questions, and I didn't
Yeah,
want,
I appreciate that.
I didn't want, I didn't want the live stream to end after only just 20 minutes. I was trying to get you some good watch time and some good questions.
No, I got
Um,
you, man. I hope we could go for a couple hours tonight. I didn't really take notes on too much. I just wanted to come on here and ask the whole question, as the live stream says. What do we know following Alabama's practice on A-Day? And honestly, we really don't know too much, other than they say that the team looks ready to go for the first week of the season.
yeah, did Ryan? I don't think Ryan Williams played in the spring game, right?
I don't think he did either. I saw some reports that said he didn't. There were also not any reports on him, but I don't think it's one of those I want to sit out. I mean, is it possible that
So
he's got a disclosed injury maybe that we're not aware of?
so this is from what this is the from Yahoo Sports. This is the quote from Kalen DeBoer.
Hmm.
Ryan Williams did not participate, but then this is the quote. He was just taking care of him. We know what we have there. He might not do much the rest of the spring. So I
Dang.
guess they're trying to
Taking
keep
care
him.
of him. That says he's got personal issues. Which again, I'm not here to bash that or nothing. Um,
Well, I
but
from the way that I read it, whenever it says we're taking care of him, we know what we got there. I'm I'm actually thinking that they just don't want him to get injured in any type of way. That's what I'm thinking. But I mean,
you
to
could
each
be
his
right.
own. Whenever I read that
I gotta
the
clip that Ryan Williams segment there. Anyway, I had to write my title out. I'm gonna upload that. That's good. Did Ryan
yeah
Williams play today? And what happened?
yeah I think Ryan Williams is obviously the best wide receiver on y'all's team, for obvious reasons. I think Ryan Williams is actually probably a top three wide
Yeah,
receiver in the country. From what I've seen, the little bit of what you played from A Day, just like you said earlier, you really can't really can't get a whole lot of knowledge based off of a couple minutes of some play or whatever. But a little bit from what you showed, I think all three of them are serviceable quarterbacks. You know,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
they do throw a good ball, and they all had some, you know, some good moments. And who was the
Yeah.
one that threw the pick?
What was his number?
I can't remember anymore,
Was
but
it 10? Was it 10
the one that
or
threw the pick to
15?
the one that threw the pick to number 35, I wasn't paying attention.
It was probably Austin Mack, unless it was Keelan. I think Ty was okay. Let me go back and look real quick. We'll pull this back up.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to think this year we're really going to see what Kalen DeBoer is made of this year. Really, honestly.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, that
you know,
first year, that first year he's got nerves because he's like, oh crap, I'm taking over for the greatest coach of all time. Now it's okay, I took over for him. Now I got to step up, you know?
and also with that being said, you know, I think, you know, Alabama in their situation, Kalen DeBoer, this is going to be his first official quote unquote like quarterback, right?
Yeah, and
I
his
mean,
all his recruits too that come in, because you got to
yeah,
think he was the coach that just signed the 2025 class. So we got to, even if we don't see many freshmen, I'm sure we'll see a couple just to see what they're made of and how he develops the young players.
yeah, I agree with that. I um I think that, I mean, to be honest with you, I think Kalen DeBoer's a good coach. Is he going to win Alabama, you know, 6 or 7 national titles like Saban did? Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
I don't believe any school, I really don't believe any school can do that in today's college football. It
I don't
so
even
if
think so would you even agree that Kirby will not surpass Saban and win that many? He might get a couple more and then eventually he'll be done. Because even in
well,
today's era, you're saying any coach in today's era. I'm just trying to make sure here.
so a lot plays into that whenever you ask that question. I mean, what if Kirby Smart went to the NFL just next year and he gets tired of all this college football nonsense, right? And he just goes to NFL next year. Then, of course, he's not going to be able to surpass Nick Saban because he didn't do it long enough. But it
Right.
just depends. It just depends, Ballard. Like, do I think he's? Do I'm gonna answer this in 2 parts. In today's
Okay.
college football, I would say no. Kirby probably won't be able to surpass Nick Saban's in national championships. But but um, I also believe that have if we do have some changes in college football for the better, and we get some restrictions on this NIL stuff, and we put a salary cap on it, or we do something that makes it better for college football all the way around, and things change for the better. I do believe that Kirby Smart can get up there in national championships because number one, no one recruits better than him on an equal playing field. And
Right.
like I said, I'm gonna say this very clearly. I don't think anybody recruits better than Kirby Smart on an equal playing field. And Right now you have like Texas, Oregon, Miami, all these teams buying players. They're not really they really don't have to recruit. They can just say, "Okay, I'm giving you millions of dollars. Come on over." And they literally a guy, I can't remember the guy's name right off the top of my head, but it was a high school recruit. He committed and signed with Texas this season. This season, 5-star, right? He's going to be a freshman this year. He literally signed with Texas, and whenever they asked him why did he choose Texas over Georgia, his answer was 100%. It's a business decision.
Right.
And what does that mean, Ballard? That means
That means there's business to take care of. That means that there's college football is turning into a business and all that is what it means.
and then another thing is, um, who was Ohio State? Now I'm kind of. I mean, it is kind of a little bit late at night, but what was that? What's that guy's name? He that plays for Ohio State that used to play for Alabama.
Caleb Downs on defense.
Yeah, Caleb Downs. I'm gonna tell you about him. Caleb
You think
Downs.
that? Okay,
Well,
go
I
ahead.
know. Caleb Downs was in Athens, Georgia, getting his room key to put all his stuff up in the Georgia Bulldogs dorm. He already had his roommate and everything, right?
Yeah,
And he was at Georgia. He was going to sign with Georgia. It was not up for debate. He was literally at Georgia. Caleb Downs was. But at the midnight hour, Ohio State made a ridiculous offer that Georgia was not going to get in a bidding war. They made him so much of a good offer that he literally got on a plane in the middle of the night and basically gave Georgia one of those and said, "Hey, I'm committed to Ohio State now." Right?
yeah,
Then later that day, he signed with Ohio State, and he got lucky because that was the same. That was he literally got lucky because if he had signed if he would have made his decision like the next day or something like that, then he wouldn't have been able to because of school starting and all that stuff. He wouldn't have been. I think it would have been the cutoff. Like he cut it down to like literally the last second, right?
yeah.
Whenever making his decision. So that's two players right there. Also another player from Missouri, a Nigerian. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, um but he got an offer uh from Missouri. Now, this is before Georgia was allowed to pay players in high school. Now, the state of Georgia is allowed to, like Georgia Bulldogs, can start paying NIL money to high school recruits. But this is before Georgia was allowed to do this. Missouri was one of the first states that allowed high school players to be paid, right? So Missouri paid this guy probably millions of dollars in high school to recruit to commit to the Missouri football team, and he did. He committed to Missouri. He plays for Missouri as of right now, and it's crazy because he was 100% committing to Georgia. So that's three right off the top of my head without even thinking, blinking, or farting that would have went to Georgia and would have made Georgia's program better. And you also know about some transfers Georgia's had over in the past with NIL, people poaching Georgia players and stuff like that. But I know that happens everywhere. By the way, I know it happens to Alabama. I know that happens to you know LSU, Florida, and all Ohio State and Michigan. I know that, right? So don't be in the comment section saying, "Well, that happens to everybody, dummy." Like, I know that, but I'm just saying that Kirby Smart and recruiting, you don't get much better than Kirby Smart and his coaching staff in recruiting. That's what I'm trying to say.
You don't, and especially now with obviously Kalen DeBoer instead of Nick Saban in Tuscaloosa. Like, you could have made a case a few years ago, even when Kirby was still signing number one classes and stuff. Alabama still got one or two in recent years as well. So you kind of say, okay, well, Saban's still there, right? But now with him out of the picture, it's like it's all Kirby's show. It's his show in college football now. Now, there's not a set standard right now as far as a college football program, but at the same time, if anyone's up and close to that, we know who it is. It's Kirby.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I don't want to really talk too much about Georgia because this is Alabama stream. You know, I want to talk about Alabama and what they've got going on. I don't want to take the spotlight and shine it on Georgia because, I'm sure you could do a Georgia stream whenever you feel like it.
I don't care.
But like, Alabama. I do want to talk. I mean, I do want to talk about Alabama because that is your team, and I like to know that I would like to know from you, from an Alabama perspective. Like, I'll say, as a Georgia fan, I'm very worried about Georgia's team, and I just I'll say this: like, I'm worried in the sense of, like, I believe Georgia can win 9 games. I'm worried in the sense of, can we win 10, 11, 12, go to the playoffs, whatever, right? That's what I'm worried about, right? Which I'm not really kind
Me
of
too.
worried.
That's me and Alabama. That's Alabama fans too, man. Like, we're both in the same exact boat. The only difference is one coach has two national titles and the other one is just getting started in year two.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would say this, Ballard. Like, I believe in Kirby Smart, right?
Right.
I believe that he can do well with the team that he has. I've read a couple articles today, and I read from Sports Illustrated that we're still having a little bit of problems with holding on to the football at wide receiver position. I've also read some other articles that just not really good with the. I've read some articles that our secondary is really good. So,
Right.
I was nervous about that before, but now that I'm hearing that they're really, really good, it kind of makes me feel a little bit better. But hold on real quick.
Okay. We wait for
All right,
Mayhem.
I'm
Y'all
back.
be sure to hit
I'm
that
back.
thumbs up. All right.
But what I was trying to say. Sorry, one more second. All right, I'm back. Sorry, technical difficulties. But what was I saying? Like, Georgia secondary, I heard played very well. I heard quarterback play very well. I heard wide receivers, um, not the greatest, but not bad either. They played pretty good. They didn't play like the best. I heard there was a few drops there, but not sure if the people that was writing the story was overreacting or not. Right? I wasn't there, so I wouldn't know. But I heard defensive line is going to need to get a little bit better, and I'm I'm still worried. Now, it didn't say anything. I mean, it said O line was looking pretty good, but I'm still worried about O line. I really am. We're having to replace most of our O line. Did you know, Ballard, that Georgia um literally brings back under 50% of production, returning production from last year?
Really? I mean,
That
I knew they brought some back, but
I said under 50%.
yeah, I knew they were bringing some back. I thought it had to be a little bit more than 50, right? Like, but it's under?
Yeah, under
Okay.
50%.
Dang.
Yeah, big dang. Um,
Big dang.
like that's that's what I'm worried about for Georgia. I know we got 4 and 5 stars all over the field. I get that. I understand that. Like I know we're going to win a lot of games. We're probably going to win upwards of 9. I would say 9 games right now. That's what I'm comfortable with predicting right now until I see more than just a couple throws from practice and a couple. You know, I mean, I got to see a little bit from the Georgia Bulldogs highlights, but um, yeah, man. But I want to ask you, Ballard, what position groups are you nervous about for Alabama?
I think as a whole, the offensive line, even though I like some of the guys that are there, I just think that it's a I just want to see consistency. Like there's some guys out there, Parker Brailsford, Olas Alanin, he's from like Germany or something. He's like international, but we have some guys, but we got some young guys that'll have to step up. Other positions right now, oh, linebacker probably. Um, I mean, like Deontay Lawson's coming back, but he's coming off an injury. And then after that, I really don't, know too much. I feel like the edge and everything has kind of fallen off ever since we lost Will Anderson and Dallas Turner in back-to-back seasons. I just feel like that's taken a drop, and I didn't see it improve last year after Saban left. But I mean, there's a lot of different, positions that I could go after here, but there's really a lot more questions than we have answers, especially after today. Not that anyone really looked like terrible or anything out there, but I think that the big thing for me is you got to see them progress throughout the off season, get a good start in season when we kick off in late August. And then you got to see consistency throughout the season, if you get what I'm saying, which is the biggest one.
What was that?
Do I have to repeat all of it?
No, I thought you asked me a question.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I heard the first part what you did, but I didn't catch the last part. But yeah, man. Now I would ask you this question, Ballard. Like, um, as far as Alabama goes, on a scale of 1 to 10, uh, like 10 being we're winning a national championship, and 1 being like we're not even going to make a bowl game. Like, what? Where would you be on that?
Maybe a 7 or an 8. I'm not all the way up there, but I think that we're better than people give us credit for, and I think we're better than what today looked like. Again, I still got to go back and listen to what Kalen DeBoer had to say a little bit after the scrimmage, but um, if he's confident, I'll be confident too, man. I think we'll be okay. We still got a long off season ahead for all these teams, and but to answer your question, basically, I'm over 50%, but I'm not quite at 100. I'm about a 7, like I say.
Right. Um, I have a big question for you,
Yeah,
and I know, I don't know what would really be your answer, but so me and you are we cover college football on YouTube, right?
yeah.
I know I'm Captain Obvious, but like this year, Ballard, this off season, has it really felt like? Have you felt this is the first year since I've been alive that I've felt this way in an off season. I don't know why, but this is the first time ever that I felt like this off season. How do I say this without? I'm gonna just say it. Like I could care less, Ballard, about this off
About the
season.
off season, yeah. Nothing entertaining, nothing much to talk about. You just want it to be over and done with. You don't care enough to really get up and, you know, try to talk about something. Like, I'm gonna be honest, some days it sucks trying to come up with stuff to talk about for content. Like, I love doing content, but are you getting to the point of the off-season mayhem where it feels like what's the point of trying to come up with a good topic other than us just having good chemistry on our show?
I mean, I love talking about football. I will
Right.
always love talking about football, any type of topics. That I have no problem with. It's just that my excitement has gone down a lot this offseason. Now, I know once we get closer to college football, maybe the less than 100 days away or something like that, maybe I'll get more excited as, more stuff comes out about Georgia football. But it just seems like teams are being super secretive nowadays, and the fan really can't know what's going on. And it's just, I don't know, man. I just feel like I've seen myself interested in other things like movies and other things other than college football this offseason.
It's like
But
you're interested in college football, but not like you should be. It's not at the top of the list.
exactly. I mean, right
Dude,
now, I'm
I'm the
not.
same way, bro. Like, dude, you know what I'm watching on the television right now instead of going back to watch an old football game? Guess what I'm watching?
What's that?
Softball.
I mean, yeah.
It's
I
Arkansas and
actually
South Carolina.
like.
But I mean,
I
it's a good game. It's 5-4, but still, like, I don't typically watch that stuff. I mean, I don't mind it, but on the television, like, I want to watch old football games, but I can't find myself watching that this off season.
Yeah, and
I
I know
might
you had
tonight. We'll
said.
see, but
I know you had said that whenever you I know you had said before on a different stream that um you said that watching March Madness this season, right,
right?
was probably a lot more fun for you this time. I mean, you always have fun watching March Madness, but it I I thought I heard you say that it was way more fun than what in years past. And I mean, does that have anything to do with like maybe college football news and college football excitement this offseason just hasn't been like
What
it's
it
been in the
should be.
past? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's part of it. Like, I mean, I never have a moment where I don't like March Madness or don't like basketball or anything. I love it to death. But I get what you're asking. Like, there's so much in off seasons past that we could watch. Like, dude, I can't, I know people find him annoying, but I want y'all to understand that Paul Feinbaum inspired me to start this channel, and he inspired me to chase sports journalism. Okay, cool. I don't really find myself watching him much, and it's not the fact that he's annoying or anything. I don't want to say it's that, but just like I don't get all excited about his callers as I used to. Like I can't find that enjoyment this off season. It's like this. I hate to say it, Mayhem, but it feels quiet and dead this off season.
Yeah. But hey Ballard, I'm gonna have to get off of here. I'm about to
Yeah.
eat, but I'll be watching the show.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna end it here soon, and I'll probably watch an old school college football game. You know me. I can't get away from football, but that's how bored I am. Like, I will watch a rerun tonight on YouTube somewhere. But thanks for joining, Mayhem. I love y'all. I just want to get on for a bit, man, talk it up. We talked about A-Day. We're in a good position, I think, for Alabama. I think that they have a lot of potential, a lot of hype and expectation this season for 2025 for football. I just I don't know where to go from here, man. Like Mayhem's right. This offseason just feels weird. In a weird way. Not a good, not a bad way, just a weird way. It just feels off. I don't know. I shoot. I just miss football. I'm looking forward to it, but I don't know, man. Maybe we'll have a little bit more enjoyment and excitement once we get closer. When it hits summertime. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. Jesus loves you. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. Keep your head up. God bless. We love you. And we'll see you next time here at BSM. Roll Tide.